Hello, gents. I am here. I am at home. I wanted. This damn thing is so bouncy. So I had a weird experience a couple days ago. It was on Wednesday. Today's Friday, I think. Um, I had an encounter with like literal Beelzebub. It was the weirdest shit I've ever, maybe not ever experienced, but one of them. So, well, I was in the back. I was in our backyard with my wife's uncle. We were pouring concrete, mixing and pouring concrete. Okay, that thing's staying. Mixing and pouring concrete. We are. God damn it. We're installing mini splits. This little thing sucks so bad. We're installing mini splits and pouring some concrete pads. So, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to. So, I'm actually about to shoot some sales videos, which is why I look the way I do. I'm shooting sales videos and I'm trying to get this light set up here so that you can actually see my face well enough. And it keeps falling over because the little tripod thing I have for it really sucks. It sucks bad. Anyway, so we were pouring concrete. I was out in the back with him mixing and pouring concrete. And all of a sudden my son was inside the house, but the door was open. The door to the back was open. All of a sudden he came over and said, "There's a man in the front." And I was like, what the hell? So I look at the front. I look through the window that was open that sort of sees out into our front yard. There's some dude standing there, shirtless guy. I was like, ah, shit. So I go over, I open up the door. The guy says, "Hey, do you have 2 cups of water?" And I was like, fuck, fine. I went to my fridge. I got a Topo Chico and I got a San Pellegrino. And I went back and I was like, here. When I handed them to him, I noticed that he was covered in flies. The weirdest shit I've ever seen. Not just like a few flies. There was just like flies swarming this guy. I was like, that's freaking weird. So I handed it to him. And I was just like, sort of like taken aback. And then I just shut the door. And as I was shutting the door, he looked away from our house and went and put his hands in the air and started saying something. I don't know what the hell he said. He was some cracked out retard. But, damn, maybe I shouldn't do a sales video today. I'm still coughing and stuff. Whatever. I'll do it anyway. I closed the door, I locked it. I was like, yeah, that was fucking bizarre. What the hell was that? Figuring he'd just fuck off because that's usually what homeless people do. But that's when they accost you on the street and they're asking you for whatever. Usually I just say, go away or whatever. But even if you do give in, and you give them $1 or whatever, they fuck off. That's what they do. But I've never had a homeless man come to my front door before. I've never had that happen before. And so I went back out in the back. Really, I just wanted him to go the fuck away so I could do my work. So my wife gets home. And, we park in our backyard. She gets home, she goes inside, and she says, "Who's sitting on our bench?" And I was like, oh, shit. So I look toward the front, and sure enough, the guy's just sitting on our bench. We have a little bench on our front porch. He's sitting on there, and I'm like, God damn it. I made a mistake. I should have just told the guy to fuck off or threatened to call the cops or whatever, But I was like, shit. Now I gotta go deal with this nonsense. I was like, let's just finish pouring this concrete and then I'll go deal with it. We finished mixing the concrete, pouring the concrete. It was probably like 3 minutes or something. And then I go into the house, start walking towards the front door, and I look out the window and he's not there anymore. He's not on our bench anymore. So I'm like, huh. So I open up the front door. I sort of look around the house. I look on the side of our house where there's a gate, where it's like this little enclosed space with the gate, and see if he's like hiding there or being something like fucking weird. I look up and down the streets. I look all over. I can't find him. He's nowhere to be found. Okay, so he left. So he turned back and walked back to our house. I look at the bench, and he left. I gave him a Topo Chico and a San Pellegrino. I gave him 2, right? Yeah, so he left the bottle there, the glass bottle, and he left the can of San Pellegrino there. And when I sort of look closer, I get up closer to the bench, I notice there's flies everywhere. Flies swarming the bench. I'm like, what the fuck? He like left his mark somehow. That's weird. And then I sort of look over at the bottle and the can, and it's just swarming with flies. There's just flies all over it, and they're inside the bottle. It was fucking nasty. So, you know, when I have experiences like these, I don't just, it's not just in one ear and out the other with me with these kinds of things. It's just not. You can either pay attention and understand what's happening, or you can just ignore it and say, well, it's just coincidence, which is a load of shit. And if you're telling yourself that, you're lying to yourself, basically, right? So I took the hint, and you know, it's an accusation, and I don't like it. I don't like it one fucking bit, because he's accusing me of being useless. That's how I interpret it. And interpret it the way that you want. I know what he's communicating to me. This damn thing better not fall over again. It looks like it's ready to fall over. Anyway, so I don't like that. I really don't like that. I remember years ago I did, Jordan Peterson has a little thing where you write about your life, and I don't remember what it's called, but then you basically write about your future. And as I recall, you're not supposed to really plan out what you write when you're writing about the future, or something like that. I can't really remember. But when I was writing it out, I was writing all of this stuff, and then spontaneously out of nowhere, I would interject, I don't want to be a fucking useless idiot. Like, probably like 3 times per paragraph or something. I just kept reiterating it. I don't want to be a useless fucking idiot. I don't want to be a useless fucking idiot. And I really don't. It's one of my, I guess you could probably call it an insecurity. One of my deepest insecurities is not being useful, and not being useful to people, and not being useful to friends in particular. In a really meaningful way too, not just like, you know, whatever. I want to matter. I want to change your life. I want to change my friends' lives, because I want to change my life too, right? But I also want to change other people's lives. And that was sort of a wake-up call to me to, like, stop fucking around and really do what I want to do. And I know what I want to do, which is damn, man, maybe I should wait to do the sales video. That pisses me off. Anyway, so I've been studying online business kind of stuff for, God, man, it's been a long time. I've been green in the entrepreneur world for close to 4 years now, and I haven't, you know, I'm certainly doing way better than I was before, but I still haven't really hit it. I haven't really hit the mark, if that makes sense. And if you've been in my shoes, you know exactly what I'm fucking talking about, especially if you have hit it. If you hit that stride where, you know, you're just taking off like a rocket. I haven't hit that. And I know how to hit that. And it's through marketing, basically. All these things, all the things that I'm trying to do, all the things that I want to do, it all falls back on, can you learn how to market an insurance agency? That's sort of the challenge, and I've been working on that, and I've been learning, and I've been studying. But where I've been slacking is in actually fucking doing it. And all the knowledge in the world doesn't mean shit until you start actually doing it. That's important, and this is important for anyone who's on this kind of a path. You have to, at some point, you have to pull the trigger. At some point, you have to put your fucking balls on the chopping block. And I've done that in the past. I've done that more than once. And I think because I've done that and I've failed, I have now a fear of doing it again, because I don't want to fail again. But I have something now that I didn't have before, and that is tenacity. The tenacity was always there. I just wasn't applying it. I thought when I failed at what I was trying to do, I shouldn't have been pursuing those things, first of all. Like, that's a given. And they taught me a lot, so they weren't exactly, there's really no such thing as failure. That's my point. You only fail when you give up. That's very important to understand. And I quit my 9 to 5. I thought I was hot shit. I wasn't. What a fucking surprise, right? I wasn't hot shit. And I was humbled, but goddamn, I learned a lot, and it was good. I needed to go through that. And you might need to go through that too. So there's going to come a point, and this doesn't just happen. This isn't just like, oh, look, I suddenly don't care about my job anymore, and I suddenly am able to quit my 9 to 5. It doesn't work that way. At some point, like safe or not safe, it doesn't fucking matter. It's never going to be safe. Leaving your little comfort zone is never safe. And you have to understand that. You have to grow the fucking balls to just quit the job and see what happens. You have to do that. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You're going to look like a fucking idiot. You're going to feel like a fucking idiot. You're going to be this wreck. You're going to be a wreck. And no one's going to give a shit. No one's going to give a shit. There's no way around it. Nobody gives a shit about you when you're useless. Because when you're useless, you're like the fucking homeless guy. You're like the Lord of the Flies guy, right? You're like the guy showing up on my doorstep asking me for fucking water. Like, I just want you to go away because you're a nuisance and you're obnoxious. And I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to work. Get the fuck out of my life. And that's how most people are going to treat you. You can have all of your little ideals and all of your little, I don't know, your great visions, your great grand visions. This is what I should do. Like, I was just doing that, right? I have my own little vision. I have my own little great grand vision, but it doesn't fucking matter. None of it means anything until I can produce something. When I can start producing some results, then that's when that matters. So the focus needs to be on, easy to block that light, huh? That's from the window. This way is window. This way is artificial. I'm also sort of, if you can tell, I'm in a different spot. I'm inside my bedroom, and it's a little bit different in terms of lighting. And I'm trying to figure that out before I do these sales videos. Okay. Anyway, see, it's easy to block that light. Sorry, I got off track. So back on track. You got to do what you got to do. You have to develop something. Yes, you can develop a trade. That's a legitimate way to go. But it doesn't matter what route you take. And I think I've talked about this before in another video. It doesn't matter what route you take. There's this like plethora of skills that you need to either learn how to do or you need to outsource. One of the two. And unless you have money, you're not going to be able to outsource it. So you better learn how to do it and just do it poorly. That's what you have to do. You have to be willing to look like an idiot. You have to be willing to feel like an idiot. You have to have that imposter syndrome thing that fucking everyone goes through, by the way. Every single person goes through that. Unless you're just completely psychotic and like you have no form of self-reflection whatsoever. And those people are out there, right? That's my parents. Sorry for calling you out, but that's what... It's useful in a way. They're successful. They have made it, man. They've fucking made it. But those people exist. And that's probably not you. Especially if you're watching this video and you're still listening. If you're watching this video and you're still listening, that's definitely not you. And you need to feel the imposter syndrome thing. You need to just fucking step through it and deal with it. That's one of the most important things of owning your own business, of whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter, is number one, like self-promotion, being able to say, this is what I do, it's valuable for these reasons, I'm good at it, pay me money. That's important. Another thing that's important is the attitude that gets you to that point or something. You really have to brainwash yourself. And I know it sounds weird to say this, but you have to brainwash yourself into believing in yourself. You really do. Not everyone struggles with this. You have to fake it till you make it. But that face has to be real fucking short, okay? In the book, The Way of the Wolf, which is a book that teaches sales, the guy says, basically, you have to put on a performance. You have to be, what were the three things? It was sharp as a tack, enthusiastic as hell, and an expert in your field. Those are the three things that you need to convey to whoever you're speaking to, whatever your client is, whoever you're trying to sell to. You need to convey those things. You don't want to sound or look like an idiot and talk real slow and talk like that. You don't want to be like weird thug guy, right? Because then they just think that you're this weird ass thug. This is kind of funny. This falls back to when I was trained. So I was trained how to invest in real estate, and the guy, he used on-market properties in order to find deals, which is, it works and they're out there, but it's not really the best way to do it consistently. So he would teach people how to talk to realtors, and those are sort of his three things. His three things that you didn't want to be was the slow talker, which just means you don't give a shit. That's what you're conveying, like, I don't care, everything is just that doesn't convey intelligence or expertise or like competence, or it conveys lazy, stupid motherfucker. The number two person was and he had these examples from people who he actually encountered. Number two example was the thug, was like the, hey, yo, what's up, man? I see your house, I want to buy it. You don't want to talk like that to a realtor. And the third one was the too nice, the, hi, how's it going? Because then you just seem like you're fake. People pick up on that shit. So in that book, The Way of the Wolf, he makes an important point, and that is the enthusiasm part. He describes it as bottled enthusiasm. And if you might understand what that means. And I'm actually doing this unconsciously as I speak right here. It's sort of like bottled enthusiasm. It's not like over the top like this, but it's loud. It's not. I don't want to say loud, but it is loud. It's direct. It's energetic. It's to the point. It's right. Like, you want that. That's what you want. You don't want to talk like this. You don't want to just be there. Hi, my name is Cameron Bishop. Nice to meet you. That's like, you don't want to do that shit. You want to have some energy. You want to have some life in you. I'm getting off on a tangent, but anyway, you need to be able to do that. You need to be able to do that. There's no way around that. If you want to create your own business, you need to be able to do this kind of shit. You need to be able to act like this to clients. And that's right. So fake it till you make it, right? You have to be able to put on this performance, and at some point it has to not be a performance anymore. At some point you have to stop fucking faking it, and you have to actually be there, right? And it's the same way with whatever product you're selling, right? You don't have to know it inside and out before you go selling it, but you should know an awful lot about it. You should know as much as you humanly possibly can. So I can tell you from my own experience in the insurance biz, when I started, I knew some, and I learned quite a bit, but I didn't really push it as hard as I could have. I didn't really do my homework, and that was a mistake on my part, and it did cost me some clients, because I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, and it's just not good. You don't want to do that. So, yeah, anyway, this is just, as always, man, stream of consciousness, ranty sort of shit, just what's on my mind. So, I would encourage you to go out there and just do it. If you're watching this somehow, I don't know how the fuck you found me, but hey, I'm actually not really making these videos for you. I'm making it for me. It's incredibly selfish, and I know that, but that's fine. Just go for it, man. Just fucking do it. Who cares? Who cares about your fucking 9 to 5? Who cares about your stable income and all this kind of shit? Where do you put your faith? Where do you put your faith? Is your faith, well, you may not believe in God, but, okay, if your faith isn't in God, then you're fucked. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know how to communicate to you either. You're on your own, man. if you do believe in God, where's your fucking faith? Is your faith in God, or is your faith in your stupid ass little stable income? I have a job. Where's your fucking faith? Seriously, dead fucking serious. This is an issue. This is a real issue. That it's a very modern issue too. So, I don't know, just think about it. Where's your faith? Just let that just sit with you. And listen to your spirit. Listen to the spirit. If you don't like what it says, tough shit. I keep bouncing this around. Look how easily this bounces. God damn it, man. I'm not sure what to do about that. Anyway, I think that's probably about it. Listen to the spirit. If you don't like what he says, tough shit. I don't like. This is another thing. Like, constantly with believers, people who say they believe in God, it's like, well, the Spirit fucking communicated something to you, so listen to it. What's the holdup? I can't move this anymore. This sucks. What's the holdup? Like, seriously. Just because you didn't like what he said? You're not supposed to like it. Like, 90% of the time you won't like it. Deal with it, man. He's trying to change your life. He's trying to make you grow. He's trying to make you get better. You have to take it seriously. You don't take yourself seriously. You don't take yourself seriously. You take God seriously. That's the point. You take your life seriously because you have this many shots at it. One fucking shot. And this is all you have. This is all you have, right? According to what we believe, this is it. This is your one chance. The one chance that you have. If you fuck it up, you're done for the rest of the time, right? It's the Francis Chan rope thing, right? Where there's like the little tiny bit that's red and then the rest of it is all long and it's white. Like, yeah, you got to be focused on afterlife, whatever that means to you, whatever you believe. That's what you should be focusing on. That's where you should be looking. That's the ultimate vision. When we're talking like big picture kind of thing, you want to be looking to not to tomorrow, not to today, like, what happens when I die? Does anyone remember me when I die? If you don't believe in God, right? Did you do anything significant? Did you impact anyone? Do you have any trace of you being here? Or are you just fucking in one, out the other? Oh, I'm gone. Right? A good first step is having kids, by the way. It's a really good first step. Anyway, I'm gonna stop this because it's getting a little long. So, I hope that helps. I hope that's useful. I hope that didn't hurt your ears too much. Farewell, everyone.